Warning, this show contains spoilers to really old games. You probably should have played them already. Warning again, these reviews are not reviews.
This week on CD-ROMP, I shoot a robot and it shoots back.
Jim, I feel like all your interest is about robots.
I don't know.
Showered in blood.
Your bloods.
Oh, hello again, and welcome to CD-ROMP, a brotherly stroll through the PC games of the 90s and early 2000s. My name's Bob, and here with me I have my esteemed colleague, professional scholar, athlete, award-winning lover, and multiple liquid laureate. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Jim.
Hey, it's my little brother, Jim. And welcome again to the podcast that just keeps delivering games that you didn't necessarily ask for, but like you're happy that we did pick them.
Right.
And Jim, I have I don't want to foreshadow, but I've got a little bit of a, I don't know.
Wiener?
I was gonna say something slightly profane, but I'm not going to say that. I'll hold it. Let me tell you, all y'all's out there, how this show works. Every week, my brother and I here take turns picking a different retro PC game. And then whoever picks the game has to do background research. And the person who doesn't pick the game has to focus on their gameplay experience. And then we meet up together once a week and we compare notes. We record this thing. We have a couple laughs, a couple cries.
Well, don't.
Jim has a variety of liquids.
Don't promise to laugh or cry.
Well, there could be.
Yeah, let's just say at any given time we could have an emotion or something could happen. Let's keep it vague.
There will be less than or equal to one laugh. Are you comfortable with that kind of?
Yeah,
no,
now we've covered it.
That
so
was actually
don't
frightening. I didn't like that one.
We don't need to laugh.
That's your one. Okay, we're good. Now that we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Housekeeping real quick. Welcome to our house. If you're listening, you could be watching. And if you're watching, you could be listening. This podcast is available on YouTube in video form with gameplay footage, which whoever is the gameplay man, you'll see their gameplay on screen. So right now you'll see mine. Last week you saw Jim's.
Oh, wait, should I not have recorded mine at all?
No, but we'll use it in case there's like something to do or if there's a mistake with mine.
Oh, well, yeah, but so then my thing isn't going to make any sense if you don't show my gameplay.
Maybe we will use it. I don't care. It doesn't really fucking matter.
Okay,
if you think it makes sense,
we'll have to hash these things out.
We'll figure. Well, as you can tell, we do our meetings live.
Yeah.
As well. So I was enjoying how we were popping into internal meetings last week.
Well, we can return if you want to return.
Yeah, an internal meeting finna pop off once in a while. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's keep it on side-journed at the moment. Is there anything else I left out about
the choose every other week?
I was going to say homecoming.
Send us your games if you want, or is that you teasing that?
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about that later, but later in the episode, we'll discuss ways you can recommend a game.
Unless you've clicked show more on the description and then it'll be written out for you.
Jim, I just in this moment realized that I did not pick the game for next week. So
you told me I fucking asked you earlier today. I was like, let me just cross some T's.
No, but when you asked me that, I thought you meant like, are you good with playing this week's game?
No, I was like, you talk about something. I'm gonna read exactly what I asked you.
I have a list. of games, so I'll just bring it up. No. When you're talking, I'll bring up my list. Right,
I said, forgot to confirm the following, as well. You have game Ratty. I didn't spell that right.
And then I was Ratty. I was right.
You said,
the wrong game we're talking about.
I'm good. In all caps. Then you said, whoa, caps.
LOL. Listen, I have a list here, man. I'll be all right. Take the next one.
But those are verified. Like we can play them. I don't want this to be like a whole nother situation.
No. What? We got over it. We were good.
We were
one
good.
Time?
There was
one time people. The Sims was a bit of a bumpy ride.
It was a little bump. It was a little bump.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a key bump.
Okay.
Pep you up.
Well, not that. We don't have that.
We don't condone, but we also don't. What's the opposite of condone?
Redone.
Undone. Redone. We don't redone.
Methadone,
either.
I think, actually.
We also don't do that. At least not right now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, Jim.
Yes.
We cleaned house. We homecominged. We did the damn thing.
I feel like I just did this.
Yeah, they come pretty quick now, don't they?
Yeah.
You think it's all the stimulants we do? Speeds up the week?
No, I think it slows down the week, maybe.
Oh, because you're going so fast.
Yeah, I'm in like bullet time. So like I'm moving so fast that the world is slow. I just think
Jim, I stopped taking Yohimbe.
Yeah, I try not to take it.
It didn't really. I don't think it really affected me that much.
I don't know.
You know
I have zero evidence to support, but I feel like last time it like made me like feel weird, and I don't know how.
Maybe.
And
Maybe
Yohim Bean, not Yohim Bay. Were you taking Yohim? We're not going to get into
No, I was taking Yohim the bean.
The bean.
I call it bean sometimes. But I upped my caffeine so much that I was like, maybe I should just stick with one. Because now I think I'm at somewhere 700-800 milligrams a day.
An hour. Oh, okay. A day.
An hour. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. My fucking brains would be melting, but on fire at the same time.
Yeah, but think of all you could get done.
Kids, don't do that much caffeine at once.
Or
and only leave it to the trained video game professionals to do it that much in a day. It might mess with your sleep and your anxiety.
No, it will mess with your sleep and anxiety.
Things are unplugging. I kicked something.
Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, I don't know.
That's my Windows impression.
I think I'm good though. Okay. Jim, let's start talking about this game.
Sure,
shall we?
We shall.
Yeah. You picked it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a good game. I haven't played it before. It's supposed to be quite a good game. Yeah.
Neither have I.
Yeah. It's interesting that well, before we get into the game, I don't know if it was just the fact that I don't know. Did we ask for a lot more games, or were we content with the games that we had? Because we didn't have a lot of these blockbuster game of the year, super popular games that were popping off in the late 90s.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
We didn't play EverQuest, right?
What do you mean we didn't play EverQuest?
Where
the fuck was I?
As child?
Oh, I thought you meant now. I was like, Jim, I'm getting very concerned about it.
No, dude. I mean, in the past.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying
you have a little bit more memory of this, to TBH, right?
Unusually so, yeah, because I was a couple of years older. We're 3 years apart.
So I'm trying to I was thinking earlier, I was like, did we not want or desire or go after other games, or were we shut down from getting other games because they're expensive to some extent, you know?
So this is the year 2000.
Yeah, this one was 2000. I guess we also had consoles at that time.
I was in 6th grade.
In 2001, we got a GameCube and an Xbox for that Christmas.
I like to have that quick recall on that one.
Yeah.
It's an interesting fact. Pretty good Christmas, I'd imagine, if we had the video.
Right? That was the same Christmas that they came out?
I think so, yeah. Lucky us. Good times. Why weren't we playing all these games? Yeah, because we were younger. Unless our parents bought them for us or we found out about them somehow, can't know about every game. I was in 6th grade. So in terms of computer games, most of them were ones that came with the computers. Or we had a lot of kids games because we were kids.
That's true. True.
You were younger when we had a lot of the Humongous games, Backyard Baseball, a lot of games that came with the computer. And then ones learned about through friends, started playing, and family. Well, Marcus falls into both. Our cousin Marcus introduced us to StarCraft. And then I learned about Diablo 2 in 7th, 8th grade. So,
and then retroactively learned that Greg was playing Diablo 1.
Yes. Shout out to Greg, the real OG of Diablo. One of our friend cousin's dad. Anyway,
Frunkle.
Yeah, Frunkle Greg. Frunky, we call him. Yeah. And then picked up Rich Poe introduced me to Counter-Strike.
Okay.
1.6 they'd call it now, but the first one, and then from there I played a little Half-Life because I got that box that came with all 8 of the games that I'm sure you picked up whatever was around.
Chortle.
You were getting a lot of them through me because
they were there. Yeah.
Yeah, you were also 8 years old.
Yeah.
So you're like, Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
yeah.
I think that's kind of the appeal for us here.
But I think
part of it's nostalgia,
also,
and the other part's reliving the time,
right? Yeah.
Because there was lots of it we missed.
But I think it's also the internet proliferation of information, right? We wouldn't have known who are we going to find out from as children if we weren't subscribed to Nintendo Power or whatever gaming magazine that these games were good and then we should play them, right? We know about them now.
Schoolyard chatter, right. And there wasn't that many people in our age group that were as much into the PC games.
Yeah.
And we didn't have an older brother or sister.
That we know
I think
of.
if we did, that we know of. I think if we did, then we would have got more trickle down as well.
Right, yeah.
So, well, it worked out, Now we have this.
And we were also pretty into consoles, too. Like, I think because we weren't focused solely on computer games, I think it'd be different.
Didn't know we were in training that whole time.
Right. Yeah. And we don't know we're in training right now for something in the future.
That's very true. I kind of assume that I always am for something.
I assume I never am. So it kind of balances out.
Okay, that's good. We meet in the middle. We kind of are. Yeah, we were very much. I don't know. We just got into a back history of our lives. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Right?
But yeah, we were very much. I'd like to think we were very Nintendo centric.
Yeah. No, we were.
Although we did have an Xbox as well.
Yeah, but that was the first non-Nintendo console that we had, right?
Non-Nintendo, you're saying? Yeah. Yeah, because I got a PlayStation after the fact. I think. I don't know how far after, but it was to play DDR. Remember that? Yeah,
I mean, it was you were in high school at that point. Or middle school or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like that.
It was. I mean, PS2 or even maybe cusp of 3 were coming out.
I don't think quite cusp of 3, but definitely
I think PS3 came out earlier in your life than you're thinking it did.
To be honest, I've never really.
I googled PD3.
I've never really reflected on the PlayStation life cycle throughout my life, but I do remember that cousin Tom, Greg's son.
I'm familiar with Tom.
He had a PlayStation 2 in his bedroom, and I remember playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on it. And that was
they
definitely
had
the newest system
GTA
at the time.
3,
and I was like,
I remember they had GTA 3, and they had I think San Andreas as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, they had PlayStation. I remember that. Yeah.
So 2006. You out in the audience,
so you
I don't know if any of this
is
interesting to you at this point. I mean, Jim and I are finding it genuinely interesting, but we're really just reminiscing at this point.
But I mean, that's if we're interested in something, the audience should be interested, right? I
think that's the rule of podcasting. Question, though. Yeah, we don't really
self-made millionaires.
You can tell I'm a millionaire background here. It looks like I'm in like the corner of a UPS store. I think that as self-professed, CD computer game players, it is interesting that we didn't play a lot of games.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. And there's so many hours that you put into a normal gameplay experience, at least back then. Like you didn't just,
for sure.
How did you even have the time to play all the different games? And let's put it all on the table. You and I, at least in those days,
hold on.
Maybe you were always better than.
Let me pre-refute whatever you're about to say.
You were better than I was historically, and probably even still now. Not much of game completionists.
Oh yeah,
do a lot of jumping around.
Yeah. No, I get a lot of heat for that one. I try and do it now though. I try, but sometimes you just get it. Sometimes I get it. And I'm like, I've gotten the experience. I want to get out of this game.
Why do I need to beat the game? Yeah, it's only in my later years have I learned how to force myself to get through it, and I'm better for it. And as you know, I have a very small cadre of games which I have beaten. But I think all based on that
might just be a reflection on just like maturing, right? And like the attention span of like
I don't think so.
Child, quote unquote, kids versus like an adult. I mean, some people get locked on and want to beat something, but I think that's more of a specific personality than
Speaking of attention span, some of the people that we know that have some of the worst in the world have very beaten many games.
Yeah. Some people require extreme loudness to beat games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, we're talking about this one family so much today.
They don't know who we're talking about.
Shout out to y'all. I don't want to dox you, but we love you. Jim?
Yeah.
I think we've done enough beating around the bush. Why don't we talk about a little now Deus Ex, assumedly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Does your history portion mention the Latin or Greekness?
No, I didn't see anything that talked about why he came up with the name that he came up with.
All right. The only thing I know was from my Greek drama class in college about Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Which is like when something comes out of nowhere and resolves a situation that seems unresolvable in a story. And I think it originally was like dragons would come out of nowhere. So I don't know what it directly translates from, but like a dragon would fly out of the sky and like fix the problem and then leave. And that was
you know what's funny? Situation. I hadn't even considered looking up what the naming, like looking up the reasoning behind the naming. Besides when you were like Deus Ex, huh? And then I was like, he's gonna fucking ask me.
Rock me, Amadeus. No, the only reason I thought of it is because I remember that from Greek drama.
It hadn't even occurred to me to look up. I was just like, this is the name.
I did good in that class. Every class that had nothing to do with my major, I did really well in. And all the ones that I did, I didn't so much. But look at me now.
Right, you've done it.
I can afford Carhartt hats. Come on.
Can you, or was it a gift?
No, this one I bought myself.
How about that shirt
Amazon.
you're wearing?
That was a gift.
How about those
And
headphones?
it's not even these were yours. All right, stop picking up, man. Those are just random. That could happen to anybody.
What about that chair?
Yeah, these were actually purchased by people who watched us on YouTube. But I put a cover on it so you can't tell. That way people at work will stop asking me if I'm a gamer.
Yeah, it's like red and black. I think it's
like a
DX
racing
Racer,
style.
something like that is the brand.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yes.
All
Oh,
right, this
nice
time I'm going to
transition.
shut my mouth.
All right.
Please tell us about the history of this game.
Okay. So this is created by Warren Spector.
Interesting.
So I did, as you suggested, listen to, there was a GDC postmortem interview with him. He was like
Nice.
a presentation.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So that was like an hour and change. Listen to
Yeah.
that along with like looking up a few other things. But
No, but what did you think of the postmortem? Because that was your first taste.
it was interesting.
I really like them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would have the appetite for some other games that I don't either need to look up or care about. I mean,
Well, I don't do that either.
well, I'm just saying.
I don't look up things that I don't care about.
Right.
But
But
things
like,
that I don't need to learn about.
But my opinion on the platform is dependent on whether or not I'm interested in the subject. Like the platform does
Okay.
nothing for me. You kind of understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but yeah, because I kind of like the platform, and I'd probably watch other ones if I was a man of leisure
Right.
that had all that free time. I would just learn. But I've actually not been doing that because I don't know when the games could come up.
Right. Yeah, I saw
Like
another
I saw one
that
for
I was.
Ultima Online.
Yeah, we're probably not going
Which
to do
we
that for a
talked about during-
while because we just did EverQuest, and that came out a little bit before. I
Or
believe in
maybe-
'96.
Maybe we're gonna do it soon because we did EverQuest so recently.
Oh gosh,
Don't know.
have you gotten an urge yet to play EverQuest again?
I get urges that I feel bad trashing it so hard.
We didn't trash it, did we?
We didn't say much good about playing it.
We said a lot of good things about playing WoW.
We said I was standing at I think I was doing dishes and I was re-listening to the episode and I was like, I think there's a quote. I was like, truthfully, if someone asked me, should I play EverQuest? I'd say, go play WoW.
Yeah, that
All
does
right?
sound exactly
And I was
like
like,
you.
eesh, that was a bit harsh.
I mean, I don't
do
think
mean it,
so
though.
because like WoW got a lot of inspiration from EverQuest, like admittedly.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't get mad at recommending a more refined version of a game.
Well, I do feel bad when the episode is about the other game.
It's a stepping stone. You know? Anyways,
Jim, let's talk about Deus Ex.
let's get down to the nitty gritty.
This is an episode that cannot begin for some reason.
It's begun.
All right, it's begun.
So the way that he words it, the way that he puts it is like a lot of the game was inspired by playing Dungeons and Dragons D&D.
Why is every fucking game designer inspired by D&D? Literally almost every
Because
single one.
D&D
It comes
is
up in
amazing.
everything. That's true. Continue.
I mean, I guess my only exposure to D&D is really 5th edition. So I'm not sure how like 4th or 3rd edition. I understand they have like a bit different mechanics. I haven't really been exposed to much of it. But, you know, that's we can have a D&D podcast after this.
Jim, one podcast at a time, all right? Nobody, we've only,
just the
Jim,
one.
we've literally, this is how I judge how successful we're doing. We've literally only had one person mercy request Donkey Kong 64,
We have?
and it was Tina. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Tina
Yeah,
did
but
it,
we
one of the
can't even. I
comments.
guess we could play it on a computer via emulator.
I said if we get a number of people asking, we'll consider it, and we could figure out a way to do it. We're men about town, but
I mean, we'll just play it on Dolphin. Not on Dolphin.
yeah,
On Project
nobody's
64.
beating down the doors to get that happen yet.
I mean,
so.
I'll beat down the doors. I'll play it again.
You mean I'll beat off on the door? To play
Yeah,
that
yeah.
game, if that's what you're.
I'll beat the door off. Yeah. I'll beat off all the members of the doors.
There you go. But I think a lot of them are dead.
So basically,
Jim,
he
Deus
liked.
Ex, right?
Yeah. So he liked the
What did you
idea
say?
that
It
like
was Ronald
Warren
Gil-
Spector,
Warren
not
Spector. Shout
related
out
to
Warren.
Ron Gilbert at all.
Well, that we know.
But I'll give you a little tease. There will be a tie-in to a different game coming soon.
Really?
Yeah. So hold on. So he liked the idea, according to him, so that's a pretty good source, that like in the way that a game is crafted by like a DM, it's like they have like an overarching story of the way it kind of wants to go.
Yeah.
But the players, the ones actually playing the game, are the ones that kind of fill in all the details of like how it's going to happen, and like they choose the path, and the DM or GM or however you prefer just kind of guides it along and has an idea of how thing wants to go. So he wanted a game to where like the players make all the choices and have all the influence, because a lot of the games prior to that were all like experience or graphics or whatever based, and it wasn't really decision making or giving power to the players. Whose phrase was that? Power to the players? Was that GameStop maybe? Nintendo Power? I think it was Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power is now you're playing with power.
Okay. So someone in the comments tell me who was power to the people. That was someone.
Please do, because he will not remember to look this up unless
that is correct. Actually,
and then I tell him about it.
Yeah, and then I'll also
Jim, what are you? Do you think you're like some fucking like little prince that like information has to be delivered to you? I was thinking about the scenario, like Jim will never remember to look that up and never know to look at the comments. I have to read the comment that someone else writes for him that I read to him.
I read the comments.
Like, okay. Then, and you didn't know about the Donkey Kong 64 comment.
Oh. No, that one I don't remember. I must have read it, but I don't remember it. Sorry. Anyway.
You're like,
I didn't say I remember all the comments. I just said I read them.
Fair enough.
Okay, so he wanted
Scott Witte.
Yes. Matt Matei and James Rolfe came up with this game.
Please say his name with respect.
Warren
say the guy.
Spector.
Say the real guy's name again. Please.
Warren Spector.
Warren Spector. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. Trying to put respect on his name. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's going to be your euphemism or whatever. Bubonic plague device.
Don't confuse me.
So he wanted to make a game that was like a meld of like a few different genres. He said he wanted to be like FPS, adventure, RPG. He wanted to kind of, because that hadn't been done before either. Besides like giving the players all this choice to like make their decisions and like affect the outcome of the game. And like in that way, Deus Ex is like the first game that really did that. And like all games like since then have been kind of modeling it after that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that aspect, but it's clicking.
So like he wanted a game. So I'll kind of get into it. So he started working at Origin was the name of the place in 1994. This timeline might be a little shaky, but it's rough, right? I'm not going to give fucking dates of his employment.
Jim, do you not have his LinkedIn up in front of you?
No, LinkedIn.
You probably could link him with him, maybe.
Nah, he's a pretty big fucking deal.
I mean, he might still link.
I don't know if he'll link me.
Jim, should I try linking
link him
Ron
off?
Gilbert?
Yeah, link him off right now. See if it'll.
Wow, that'd be insane.
So he was working. I don't remember what he was doing. I guess some game development, right? He came up with the idea for a game called Troubleshooter, which was supposed to be like film noir, XCI agent, kind of crime solving, like that kind of game. But apparently, Origin, I don't know if you still know Origin. They I forget.
Why does it sound familiar?
So right now, I think they're partners with EA.
Oh, they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. You know, it's like the big O.
Familiar.
It's like an orange O. I believe that's still the same company, same publisher. I think it's with EA, because I think I remember I had to make one to get like Battlefield 4 or something like that. I had to make an Origin.
All right,
account.
some people.
Anyway, they didn't want to.
I know.
They didn't want to make it. He came up with the idea. They didn't want to make it. So
yeah,
he moved to another company called Looking Glass Inc. or something like that, and they were working on a game called Thief, which was like a sneaking game.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. I think it eventually got made, but the way that he phrased it was like they were working on the game and he was like, I don't know if he was testing or working or like only testing or working on the development as well. He didn't really get into what exactly his role was, but he was saying that like the sneaking was like too difficult. He like couldn't do it. And he was like, so he went to the devs and he's like, can you make me stronger so I can fight the guards instead of having to sneak past them? And they were like, nah. If you're strong enough to fight them, then you'll just fight and you'll never sneak. And sneaking's the point of the game.
Interesting.
So that's when he was like, all right, the game I want to make is you can fucking sneak if you want to, or you can fight if you want to. Yeah. And apparently they like ran out of money for Thief. And I guess he got like laid off, or that just like that whole team was dead or whatever. Not literally. And so then he was shopping around his Troubleshooter game again. And like he said that like he almost sold it to this company and like he was about to go through, but then someone from, I'll tell you the name of the company in 1 second. I believe it's called Ion Storm, called him up and was like, yo, I'll give you free reign to make your game fucking whatever you want. Just come work here and do it. And do you know who that person was?
Shit. It sounds very fucking familiar, Iron Storm. Was it John Romero?
It was John Romero.
Hey, I remember the thing.
Yeah.
It sounded very fucking familiar.
Yep, of id fame.
Yeah, one of the ancient gods of metal of game.
So he was basically like, bro, you can fucking do whatever you want. Let's do it.
Shout out to John Romero.
And that was 1997. And then from there, they started working on the game. And
I can't believe I got that.
I think he said I can't believe you got to do that. It's impressive.
Be fucking living off that high for like months.
He said they started with like a team of 6 and they moved up to like 30 towards the end.
Holy shit.
Apparently there was 3 programmers. But they were able to pull it off because apparently I don't know if they had to for cost reasons or they just thought it'd be easier. They used the Unreal Engine.
Interesting.
But he said that it took them like months to learn how to use it.
Interesting.
He's
my
like,
mind's
we had
kind
to
of blowing because I didn't think about the timeline of Unreal. We haven't even talked about Unreal.
Yeah.
Who made Unreal? Which studio?
Yeah, I don't think it was id. It might have been fucking Ion.
Interesting. You'd think we would know that.
Yeah, we know so many fucking
Unreal
things.
as well.
Unreal Tournament was by. Oh god, hold on, please, because it shows the current owner here.
I don't even know when the first one was.
Epic Games.
Ooh, I know them.
Let's see, development. Well,
let's come back to another time. That way, everyone.
People are just waiting for me to Google
People are
things.
just waiting.
Anyway, yeah, so they licensed it to be able to use the Unreal Engine and Unreal Script to like do their fucking coding and shit. And so,
so you're saying this game was not made in Scum?
No, unfortunately not. But
okay, well, maybe fortunately.
So they said that it was like a positive and a negative that they ended up doing that because like although it gave them the ability out the gate to do things instead of like coming up with their own fucking physics engine, they had to learn how to use this one to adapt it from like Unreal Tournament to be this like 3D sneaking shooting game.
And I'm sure it wasn't the way that it is now that like you could just pick it up and start using it.
Yeah, and the Unreal Engine now is supposed to be easy. I mean, for me, I would still be mashing a brick against my brain for a few months.
But to be fair, you mash brick against brain.
Yeah,
with most
that's why I use that analogy because I do it, but not for
mash
months.
Brick brain.
Yeah,
right.
So basically, he knew he wanted to make a game that was like in the future because they said that they knew right away they weren't going to be able to create a game that like was realistic and represented current day. They're like, we just don't have the capability to do that. He's like, so the more that we thought about it, he was like, it made sense to just like do it in the future. We can take our own spin on things. And so they came up with this like futuristic cyberpunk inspired type thing. So he said they drew on like inspirations of like Blade Runner.
I could see it. I was thinking Blade.
No, I just recently watched Blade Runner, the first one, because I'd never seen it.
I didn't make my way through it. I fell asleep the first time, so I got to try again.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't that exciting, but we can talk about movie review on another podcast.
I think it's known to be a very slow movie.
I thought it was interesting. It wasn't like I was expecting it to be like exciting. Like I thought it was interesting.
Sometimes older sci-fi movies that are slow, it takes me a couple tries. Like, what the hell is the movie? Oh, Dune. That took me like 3 tries.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. But you said that was like 3.5 hours, the 1984 one, right? Did you watch the new one yet?
It's long and weird. I haven't watched the new one, though people seem to really like it.
Yeah, but maybe because they're just wishing it was the old one, or really like the books, maybe. There's like many books. I don't think
anybody wishes it was the old one. It's also known for being very terrible.
I don't know. People like Willow, don't they? That's supposed to be terrible.
It wasn't great. I watched it because of extras.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So he got me there.
What's fudge? I was gonna say. Okay, yeah. So they wanted to do it in the future, and he's like, basically, yeah, we drew on things like not cyberpunk things like Blade Runner, and he's like, basically, we just like looked at like current trends and events and like extrapolated it out to 2052 is the year it's supposed to be. He's like, yeah, we saw the like. There. He saw the like, technology augmentation to humans was like going to be more in the future. And he's like, I was really interested in like AI and nanotech. And he's like, and around like the late 90s, like terrorism started to be like a more common thing. And he's like, and another thing we wanted to do was like, War. He's like, all the conspiracies are real. And he's like, let's just play with that idea. So he said like that was something that like, he said every decision in the game was made with these things in mind. He said like, we want to mash up all these genres.
Yeah.
He said, we want to make it clear that there's no right and wrong. It's all gray. You can make whatever decision. You can, however you want to tackle it. You want to make it open for them. All the conspiracies are real. Mm-hmm. So just like if whatever one you can think of it, that's happened. And then it was, another one was like, what would it mean to be human in a world where there's like cyborgs and augmentation and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And then like, what would the world be like? Like, what would the world be like if like robots took over, if like the secret shadowy governments took over? So they really tried to create like, supposedly there's like a lot of different outcomes that can happen in the game depending on what you do.
Yeah.
And I can go through, he had a 10 commandments of like developing the game that he listed out, which I thought was interesting because he said like at the time this like didn't exist, but now they're like pretty commonplace.
Okay, go for it. I mean, I find
it so number one is to show the goal, make sure that people know what to do, right? So you want to have you want to have a clear path of like what you're supposed to be doing. Like ambiguity is not always a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
The next one he called problems, not puzzles. So basically you want to give something for them to solve, but you don't want it to be just like a jigsaw puzzle where you're trying to figure out, trying to get into the mind of the developer. You want it to be a problem for them to solve. The next one was that forced failures aren't fun.
Forced failures aren't fun. What does that mean?
Just like failure is not fun. You want
when like the game's not being fair.
Yeah, right.
Like invisible blocks and shit. Although it doesn't happen in this game. I know. Okay, I know.
So the next one is roll, not roll. ROLE, not ROLL. So this harkens back a little bit to D&D, right? So in D&D, the success of the action you're trying to take is determined on the roll of the dice, right? Yeah. So instead of that, he wants to give power to the players again.
This campaign is really working out for whatever marketer came up with it all those years ago. They're really getting their money's worth today.
Next one is players do, NPCs don't. And this is all the cool shit that's going to happen, but have the players do it.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
Have the players
these
do
marketing
cool
campaigns
shit.
are really working out, yeah. The next one is have constant rewards. Have something that keeps the players going, that's driving the players.
This guy fucking gets it, man.
Right? Smarter players, harder games. The better the player gets in the game, the further you go in the game, the harder it gets. That makes sense, right? You need to have like difficulty scaling with like people as they get better adapted and get better at playing the game.
Yeah.
The next one that's as think 3D, he called it. It's like, if you're not going to put things in like the 3D space, if you're only going to look left and right and you don't ever need to look up and down, then just fucking make a 2D game.
Interesting. You got very into it, describing it there.
Right? I mean, it made sense.
You were very,
like at first when he started talking about it, I was like,
very emotional.
I was like, yeah, like you don't often have to look up or do anything. But like if you're only going to use 2 axes, like fucking make a 2D game.
It's interesting.
The next one is be connected. So the way he described it was like, if you give like a direct path, like A to B, and like you're just walking one spot to another, it's like kind of boring. But if you kind of make everything that's interconnected and weave everything together, like A to G to F to C to A, and then to Z,
instead of like hard not to get into the peep show. Exactly. Yeah.
I got myself into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he said, that it makes more sense, right? It makes more interesting, I should say. And then the last one he said was like have multiple solutions. So like like this game, which was an innovator of, was like give someone a problem, but give ability of 5 different ways to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And then a quick few things he said I thought was interesting, that like they did like a lot of the like character design and stuff before they ever came up with a story. He said they built and like came up with 200 characters before they even made a story.
Damn, they really like making fucking characters.
Yeah.
I would have been like, when they got up to like 120, I would have been like, guys, I don't mean to harsh the buzz of making characters, but you got kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And if you know Mario, have you guys heard of Mario? Did pretty well. Not many characters.
Maybe there's like 8.
Let's make it. You know what? After lunch, let's make a game. Let's make the game
Yeah.
Ron, get in here.
No, not CD Ron.
Not
old CD Ron.
Not old CD.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, in terms of like success, it was received very well. I mean, they weren't sure if people were going to like it.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you this.
Because it is weird.
So they had done some like internal testing. So he thought it was really important along the way to like make sure people tried the game and get feedback. So they had they were like doing like pre-alphas and alphas and shit, and like having people, they like created proto missions, they called it, which is like really like small like missions for people to do. And he was like, they got a bunch of feedback a few times that like it fucking sucked. They didn't like playing it.
Damn.
And so they had to like keep improving. And like there was a lot of like, because he had like such a huge vision, they had to keep like chopping the game down. It's like he wanted such big open world maps, and they had to like make the map smaller and like chop it all down so it was like actually processable
and fit on a CD.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah,
although it could have been multiple. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Actually,
we downloaded it.
But yeah, once it finally came out, it was received like, you know, very well. Obviously,
I'd like to say, because I just had a very nostalgic flashback of installing like a big new game, and there's multiple discs, and it takes a while, and you have to walk away and come back.
Yeah.
I'd like to say, because I almost said, oh, I missed that.
No,
I mean, I don't really. But like when you think about it, like, oh, there was kind of a fun like build up. It was like a whole process.
I mean, downloading your game now.
Sometimes it fucking still is.
Yeah.
If it's my internet. First, you know what? And it's not even my internet, because it happens no matter where I go. My account just has like a curse on it. And sometimes it decides to throttle me. Anyway, I've gone into this before.
Well, it could be. Yeah, I mean, it could be your computer.
Don't ever say that again, Jim.
Your Wi-Fi card, maybe. I don't know.
Jim, I use LAN, wired LAN.
Do you?
Okay.
I don't on this computer.
You sick fuck.
Is that 10? I'd have to run a fucking wire. I don't even know where.
Jim, I ran the wire. Well, it's different.
Remember that big flat Ethernet cord I had?
That
a dog ate? I think a dog ate it, right?
Well, a dog will.
Is that like a Goosebumps book? A dog ate my cord?
Dogs will get some internet once in a while. I mean, let a dog have some internet.
Yeah, let a dog have a bone.
Yeah, give a dog a bone, let a dog roam, and he'll find his way home. I mean, come on. Rest in peace, DMX. Bark, bark. Did we do 10? Is that 10?
Yeah, I did everything.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, is there anything else you want to know about the game? I could have forgot. I didn't write everything down.
Oh, you're like an expert now. Now we're doing live Q&A.
Yeah, why don't you cue me and I'll go up in your A.
Nah, I mean, I think that covers everything. You development, talked about reception. Did they ever make more?
Yeah, there's a whole series.
Ooh,
the most recent one came out in like 2017, I believe. And there was one in development that I think they canceled.
Ooh.
So I don't know how many, maybe 4. There was one, I think the sequel came out in like 2003 or something like that.
Jim, I'll have you know, I've been holding back because I really want to talk about this game and what I think.
Oh. Okay. So you want to you?
Yeah, and I actually have a very low amount of notes today. Normally I have way more. Partly I think because now that I'm editing the gameplay and I'm leaving the whole thing in, I have to make sure that if I stop doing anything for too long, I'll know I have to edit it. In order to write a note on my phone, I have to stop playing. So I'm thinking like, every time I fucking pick up my phone, I'm gonna have to edit this shit out. Like the times you went to go take pee breaks.
Yeah, but those are easy because they're big chunks. I think it's more awkward when it's like 20 seconds of you checking something on your phone.
A tiny chunk?
Yeah.
Well, I'll find out.
Like when I'm like ripping a Duke, like it's like easier to chop that out.
Do you often rip them? Rip seems
Sometimes
like a strong
they
word.
rip me.
That's what I was thinking. Or it's counter ripping.
Yeah,
you're ripping it while it's ripping.
It's
you.
a tit for tat situation. Yeah.
So yeah, Jim, very nice job. That was very interesting. And gameplay focus. Welcome to my dojo. So should I start with my feelings or start with my walkthrough or just freestyle it?
I think tell the people how the game starts, what it's about, how it looks.
That's a good idea.
How it plays.
I feel like we don't do that often.
Maybe you don't.
The game. Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't. Let me only speak for myself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So before I talk about how I feel, let me go over the basics. So this game it's a first-person shooter Set in the future, as Jim mentioned, very dark, gritty, violent. Although there's not really a lot of blood. What would you say, noir?
Yeah,
I actually don't know
what
makes it. Isn't it like noir? Like you say Pinot Noir?
No, that doesn't have the E on the end. I think Pinot Noir is just Noir.
I think it means new, like a new penis.
Penis new. Penis, comma new.
Famous wine. Yeah, and it reminds me a lot of The Matrix because the main dudes are like dressed like The Matrix.
The Matrix came out in 99, so.
Yeah, there you go. That must have been a big influence. Especially the main character you play at, his name is JC Denton?
Denton,
yeah.
Correct.
Nothing's cooler than ice. Denton ice. That's Dentine. Yeah, so he's like an android dude. He's an enhanced man with robot parts. And he seems to be very chill about it. Although he seems to be very like,
I think he's like brand new I think he's like a new cyborg.
That's what I was going to say. You kind of get the vibe that like they just cyborged him, but like he's cool with it.
Right.
We don't really know what happened.
But he's like a very chill. He's like a chill
He's
Borg.
very chill.
He's like a chill
Borg,
Borg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a brother that's in the game too.
Yeah.
And he's also a chill Borg. And we don't know. He actually mentions it because he has like a really sad chat with the guy who works at the munitions stand inside headquarters.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I can't imagine what happened to you, bro. Oh, that's kind of what the acting's like. A lot of the characters have really good acting, but some of them don't have that great. Or maybe that's just how they did it and they like that kind of like ridiculous style. But our main guy, JC, that's how he talks.
Yeah, but I think at the time, I think we're talking about a time where like voice actors were not probably working on video games yet.
I don't know. Because we've played some games with some good voice acting that came before
that
this.
doesn't no. Just because there's good voice acting doesn't mean there are voice actors working on it. You know what I mean? Like
the man who did Tax Collector.
Oh,
Tax Collector.
No, I think that man is probably sitting on millions.
What about the man who's like, bring me the red page?
What about the blue page guy? Wasn't there two people?
There was. What about the guy that was like, nice job out there. Commander wants to see you in his office. Looks like you're headed out into the field again. Hold on, let me check this computer.
You're talking about Command and Conquer for that one? Yeah. No, we had different. So my guy wasn't like that. You played on the Scorpion Squad.
Yeah, you're right. Scorpions.
They were, right? They were the
Scorpions. Sounds like a dodgeball team or some shit.
No, they were part of
Score Pack or some shit. They were like all the terrorists
Legends of the
combined.
Hidden Temple, maybe.
Legends of the Hidden Terrorists.
Yeah, there you go. They weren't very hidden though. Legends of the
Deus Ex.
Open
some of the acting is actually pretty good voice acting, I think, my own opinion, and some of it's pretty cheesy but consistent. And maybe you like it, and maybe they liked it. Who knows? Hard to tell if they were, not taking themselves too seriously, or maybe they like it. Whatever. So anyway, our main guy, robot guy, half robot guy, he's got a brother. He does mention that both of his parents were killed in a car crash. So I'm thinking maybe he was an orphan, him and his brother, and he was recruited into this program because he had no parents. And he was a kid still. And they're like, listen, we're the government. We'll take you in and make you a robot killer.
Shoot you up with metal.
That sounds good. Shoot me with your metal. And that's what they did. And then, although it does sound when they talk like they recently became cyborg. Or maybe they had just been upgraded.
I think they just got like
original
amalgamified.
mech was made of like pipe cleaners and shit.
Well, no, I think they just recently got Borged. Maybe I think maybe they were just like informants or whatever. Not informants.
So during 3 hours of gameplay, we didn't find out the whole backstory. We just got
no. So how about I jump? Can I just?
Yeah.
Let me just quit. Oh, you know what? I won't.
All right. Well, if you feel the vibe, please.
No, because I want to give you your due. You can.
Okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna ramble, and you feel free to jump in.
But like, okay, so how about this? Did you jump right into the game?
My ramble.
Yeah. Did you jump right into the game, or did you do the intro thing?
Okay. Prompted? So this is one of the things I was going to mention. Okay. What do we say when we open up an internal team meeting?
We got to rejourn the meeting. You got adjourned to close
meeting it. Adjourned.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I put the gameplay footage above our heads, should I start out with the tutorial, which I did do? Not all of it, but most of it.
Oh, I didn't even know you could skip it. It was so fucking. I mean,
it was optional. It asked you.
It did.
Do you want to play the tutorial?
But once you started it, it was like grueling. There was so much.
Well, that's why I said I didn't finish it.
What, you just quit out the game?
I quit out the tutorial.
I didn't even know you could do that. I was like, all right, it's going to end here, I bet.
You're like, I just didn't play the game. Well, it got to be way longer than I thought.
Yeah,
I played for a while, and I was like, I better fucking play this game.
No, it took like 40 minutes or some shit. We're gonna have to
it took a long time.
check that time
I got to the part where you had to like sneak around people. Was that near the end
that
of
was
it?
so hard.
Yeah, it was really hard. Anyway, so let me go back because now we're jumping ahead. Nobody knows what the hell we're talking about. Okay, so let me preface this. When you first start the game, it goes, hey, do you want to do our tutorial thing? And they're like, you probably should. And I was like, all right, I appreciate the transparency there.
Yeah.
So you start doing it, and it's pretty cool. You know, you're in character. There's all the different characters. It leads you room to room. There's triggers, doors open, doors close, blah, blah, blah. It teaches you how to play the game. Pretty helpful. The one thing that I'll mention, truthfully, for better or worse, hard to tell, it does go on for a while, and it is pretty in-depth and get pretty hard, which is unusual in a tutorial.
I think if it just didn't take so long, I thought it was actually super helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe it made me enjoy the game more because I was forced to practice and get better.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So that's way better or worse. Yeah. So anyway, I got, hard to say, pretty far into that. It was pretty cool. Teach you how to use all the abilities, the different weapons. And then you start kind of getting the vibe for the game. Like, oh shit, this is kind of like weirdly very cool, realistic. And there's a lot of like I guess things that appeal to me, like lockpicking and hacking and fucking.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain that.
So you started the game.
What would you call that?
A bit of
realm?
character creation, right?
Oh, I skipped through that pretty quickly.
Yeah. You mean at all?
You can. Yeah. You're
entirely.
Right. Well, I clicked.
Well,
and I was
it's
like,
like one of the. It's like the biggest RPG part of the game, right? So you can choose your character's name. I had a few names because I died a bunch of times.
Wait a second. And when you died, you created a new character.
Yeah, I kept forgetting to save
every time.
Yeah.
Jim, you got to remember, this is the 90s and early 2000s. Save states are very important.
I know.
But yes, the first time I died and it went back to the main menu, I was like,
I know. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get past that. Now that I know what I'm doing, I don't need to save yet.
I don't need to save.
Yeah.
Like a baby.
Pilgrim. That's my best John Wayne impression.
I'm Genghis Khan. Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Google that if you or YouTube.
Don't
if
even.
You've never seen. Well, I was going to say Winston Churchill. What the fuck's his name?
Wayne Newton.
Wayne Gretzky. What the fuck is his name? The Duke.
Yeah.
Look it up. The guy, the old guy. That's like, oh, John Wayne. Well, is that you, John Wayne? Yeah, he plays Genghis Khan. It's totally fucked. It's almost as bad as Brad Pitt being the Jamaican guy.
Oh my God. I'm not even going to do that impression. But it's so bad. Oh my
Look
God.
that up too.
What's the name of that movie? I don't remember. When he plays like death.
Nobody needs to see that movie, but look that up too. Okay.
But I want to do it. We'll wait till we
maybe we'll put the links in the description if
I want to try doing it again.
You could check out both of them because they're absolutely insane, both of them. Anyway,
did we adjourn? We have to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, sorry.
We
adjourn.
Adjourn.
Oh, we didn't even make a decision. Should I show the tutorial in the gameplay above
so,
my head or no?
If you can, yeah. I mean, it's included in my gameplay.
Keep in mind, right?
You don't have to show the whole thing, though.
Okay,
you can't just skip once we are done talking about the tutorial. Then you skip to the.
All right, that makes sense actually. All right, fine. Okay, so anyway, at this point now we'll skip to gameplay.
Right, and we'll be showing on screen depending on if Bob listens to me right now or not. Me creating a character.
Wait, no, hold on. Okay, for anyone, and actually nobody complained. For anybody who saw the last episode, you'll notice that we call out certain things in gameplay and then they do not come on screen.
Yeah.
The reason being...
I knew you weren't going to do that.
The reason being that we decided... Well, actually, a couple of people independently, strangely enough, had come and said, like, hey, why don't you guys just have all of your gameplay just going on the top of your head? And so I did that. And then I thought, oh, okay, when we get up to the part where we mention something, I'll scrub through the footage and look for it. But to be honest, it was so nice not having to constantly look for footage. I got spoiled and I was like, I mean, they're an understanding group, right? The rompers,
right?
I feel like they'll be okay if we could just survive this one time.
Is that what we decided on? The rompers or the rompsketeers?
The rompers? I mean, did you say rompsketeers?
Yeah.
Or were the Gilbertos? Hard to tell which one.
Gilbertos.
I like rompers. Yeah, I was like, I feel like Romp Nation will be able to get through one episode of us not doing what we're saying. And I'll see if anybody complains, which strangely no one did. And so now, and I was like, I got to remember to tell Jim, moving forward, don't call out things that will appear now because I'm not going to make them appear now.
Right. But now I think it's better if I do it and I know it's not ever going to happen.
But you've been warned. If you do that, and rompers, hear me out, it's not going to happen. Okay. And I think it's actually better because there's half of the people that enjoy this podcast. And shout out to you, the audio people only, driving in your cars and such. They can't see it anyway, so it's probably better if we don't.
But they could see it in their mind's eye. So how about we don't even tell the audio
describe it,
people?
we don't even need to show them.
Okay, imagine a world.
In a world of long black trench coats.
Yeah. So you start out and you create a character. You can pick a name and you get like some like kind of pre-selected. I don't remember. One of them was like "Fuck you, Bob." Another one was.
Wait a second. Rejourned. Why is that name?
I forget why, but I was pissed off at you for something.
Damn it. No, it's on the record.
Yeah. Another one I think was CD-RON.
Okay.
I think that was my first one. And then I think like Juicy J was another one.
You say no to Ratchet. P word. Juicy J can't.
PP, yeah.
PU55Y.
Yeah. I forget. And then I think there's like two more. I can't remember.
Shout out Juicy J. You must have, you can tell how much time is left till we're supposed to record by how fun the names are. If it's like, oh, I got plenty of week left, I'm going to name my guy Juicy J. And if it's like that night, it's going like, enter. Whatever the fuck it is going.
I think one of them was gibberish. And he was like, oh, it's my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get like a little bit of a character selecting. You kind of get to pick like the hue of his skin and the hair color. And then you get skills. And you get to, they give you like a base amount of points and you get to attribute them to different skills. You can upgrade certain skills because you're like a Borg.
Which is the RPG, as you mentioned.
Right. Yeah. This is the RPG portion of it. And there's also like other shit, which we didn't even get to, like actual, like those are just like abilities or attributes, but there's like other, like a skill tree as well, I think, which we didn't even fucking get to. At least I did. I'll tell you how far I got in the game, but you know, when we get to that.
I definitely, as you mentioned, put skills into things, which was kind of confusing because there was actually a lot. Yeah. And they were like very specific. And I was like, oh, shit.
So there was like heavy weapons, pistol, rifle, explosives, swimming, healing, and other things.
That's as many as I can this game? Who's the person starting this fucking game going, swimming?
Well, you could start out and go swimming right away.
Yeah, but you don't know that. You haven't even played the game. You don't know what it looks like, and you're like, I'm going to level up.
But you never know.
Points. You know, I'm not going to do heavy weapons. I'm going to do swimming.
Yeah.
And just in case there's a summer camp simulator game.
Yeah.
AKA.
What if you need to like fight Ryan Lochte? You never know.
You still pick the weapons.
Yeah, maybe. That's fun. What if it's a water fight?
Everyone's seen Mythbusters at this point, though, and knows that like if you just duck in the water a little bit, you'll be all right.
Oh, the bullets? It depends on how fast they're going. If they're going too fast, they'll just like annihilate. So if they're like subsonic, they'll actually penetrate the water better.
Jim, I don't know bullet speed. Just when you shoot a bullet.
Jim,
man.
I just told the people that they want a bit more.
Is this why you named your files about me? Show me on the doll while you named it.
And see it now.
Swimming. Yeah, was there one that's like reading? Oh, this is good. Canoeing.
Well, you'll see after I played the game the first time, I really skipped past the reading skill. Mm-hmm. Or you won't see, depending on whose footage you used.
We will or won't see.
We will or we won't.
I think it is a good idea for both of us to record just in case something's up with.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. Yeah.
We could always go back and
I mean, you could always use both.
Deus
They'll never
Ex
know.
Revisited.
Yeah.
We'll probably never actually finish this episode, so we could start the revisited at the end.
Okay, so basically, you create your person, you assign your skills, and then you are created now. And
you change clothes or no? I didn't try.
No, I don't think so.
All right,
but if you could, I didn't.
Your eyeball color,
and then you just kind of start the game, and it gives you like a little bit of a cutscene. Say, hey, you're a dude now. You're ready to start. You're
a dude now.
You work for like the new NATO or whatever. Like it's called like UNATCO. Yeah. It's like called like Infarto.
Don't joke about Infarto. It's the most dangerous, hilarious word in the Spanish language. Infarto means heart attack, but it sounds hilarious because it has the word fart in it.
Yeah, it does have fart.
That's for those of you who don't have video. I have to describe Infarto. Just kidding. It's only audio. This is where the humor comes in. We already got the one laugh out the door at the beginning, so I didn't. None are guaranteed at this point.
Okay. Whew. Yeah. All right.
Craig, Jim, continue to talk about your gameplay.
Yeah, so then you have to fight against
you're doing gameplay this week, so please.
Right, yeah. You have to fight against like the terroristas. Right? And they're like bad.
Well, okay, I have a note here. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Hold on, I'm gonna read it. People keep calling me a fascist as I kill them. Are we the baddies?
Right. So one of the things that CD-Ron, aka Warren Spector, said about the game, he was like, I wanted people to be able to kind of take either side they want. And supposedly there's like really different ways you could play the game. I mean, I didn't want to look into kind of the solutions to the game because I do have a mild interest of continuing to play this game.
Well, we're not doing opinions at Jim. Please.
I'm just saying, but I just wanted to give you my motivation for not
Jim,
looking
what's
up.
over your shoulder? Is that like a bundt pan in that box? Yeah.
In this one?
Yeah.
No, those are my jeans.
On
top of a shoebox.
If you can't tell, vision isn't my strong suit, people. Also, it's probably
bundt pan.
Also, probably it's cropped out, so even if you have video, you probably can't see that.
I hope they don't see any, burnt crumbs.
I thought it was a butt pan, man. The human mind's crazy. It always tries to find things that it knows, and I couldn't tell what it was.
That's funny. It's a pair of shoes that I have to ship off the goat, but I didn't feel like taking it.
And how'd your jeans get involved?
I changed into shirts and I threw my jeans on top of it.
Fair enough.
What do you want to do this podcast in jeans? What am I, Superman?
Fair enough. I don't want your quads getting to it. Your hammies. Yeah. Your hammies are known to get quite spicy.
Well, it's like my crouch. It's like you don't want that squeezed up too much. I already need my fan.
No, you should do it crouchless. Just wear like a mesh skirt while you do this.
Well, I mean, these shorts do have like a couple holes in them. I guess they have 3.
Let them bangs out.
Yeah.
I'm wearing jeans right now.
Dude, you're crazy.
And I'm also wearing a long-sleeve shirt and a ski cap.
You're like so bundled.
And I'm wearing slippers. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Or anyone.
Oh, my pair of slippers are right there. You see those?
Yeah. I wear slippers all the time now.
I wear slides,
which I never did. Well, they're like, slide slippers. Well, here you go. This is why don't you just this is where you need to be on YouTube.
Get your tootsies up here. Oh, they're like slip-ins.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy those packs on?
No, directly from Reef.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm so hooked on Reef flip-flops. I love them. I thought, let me go to Reef.
I didn't even know Reef still made flip-flops. Wow. You've been wearing Reef flip-flops since like your freshman year of college.
Yes, and I've kept it. I've tried other brands.
Do you still have the same flip-flops?
No, I don't have the
I'm surprised those slippers don't have a bottle opener on the bottom.
You know what? If there was an option, I would have went for it, honestly. It is nice to have, although you never use it because
although it's extremely grimy.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm wearing the same belt that I've been wearing for the past 8 years. I have one belt. It has a bottle opener in it. I actually use that a lot.
I thought that belt was new. You've only recently showed me this.
Really?
Yeah. As of last year, you were offering your crotch to me.
End quote. I don't remember. Maybe it's not that old, but I only have one belt though. I wear it every day. I need to get more than one. I like the webbed kind.
I don't know what that means.
I think that because the material, it's like
Spider-Man,
kind of, and then it's the one that
so that way it doesn't snap.
So if you don't have normal sizes, it's like you can do in between sizes. Because when I do the one with the holes, it never quite fits me right. Even when I was husky.
Oh, so yeah. Mine is a clasp. It's not a through the hole thing. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I like that better as well.
Who's an exact through the hole size? Who are these people?
People are doing it, but they don't realize that they can be more exact. Yeah, they just don't realize. Yeah,
you can be more comfortable, people. Anyway, gamers. Gameplay of Deus Ex. Okay, that was a nice little thing about slippers. But anyway, I don't like that I'm a slipper guy now, but it is quite comfortable and my feet are warmer. I originally started because I used to always be barefoot all the time, and then and then I think my feet were too cold, and then Tia's like, "Yeah, walk around the house in your white socks, they'll get dirty." And I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Gotta put on slippers." So I was like, "Okay." And then I got a pair, and they were crappy. So I was like, let me get a nicer pair. And then I was like,
if you get a good pair, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I was fucking fell down the stairs like 35 times until I got a pair with like harder bottoms. Because I was just like running around like a little nymph or
You're
some
scampering.
shit. Yeah, with my soft ass fucking things. Anyway, Deus Ex gameplay. Okay, we've almost at this point the game's beginning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you're like going up against like terrorists. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're bad. But they're definitely terrorists.
Yeah. So the reason we got into this sidetrack is that, well, in the game, and I'll jump forward and back as we normally do, there's a lot of dialogue that you have with the bad guys. And honestly, it makes it sound like you're the bad guy. So I think that when you were saying like there's a lot of different ways to complete the game and the decisions you make and blah, 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 who knows? Maybe at some point you do find out you're the bad guy. We don't fucking know. We didn't beat this game. We only played for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it is this is one of the games where I was like, this is weird. Everyone's calling me a fucking pig, fascist, cop. And the people that like I'm arresting are like stealing medicine to give to people because they don't have any money. I'm like, are we the baddies?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. That dynamic of it. So anyway,
yeah, he said he wanted everything to be gray, right? Like
it certainly is. Yeah, it certainly was. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I've
so
never been called
the game,
fascist before while I'm killing
You get
someone.
through the first cutscene and they drop you off on like a dock.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, hey, and you're like talking to an NPC.
Did you go to acting school?
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's me, NPC.
Hey, I'm Greg. Yeah. No, over here.
Yeah. He's like, all right, you're gonna meet your brother in a second, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Hey, and then he comes over. You're gonna meet your brother in 1 second. Hey, I'm Dwayne.
Well, no, basically, if you notice, I don't know if you see, he comes fucking sprinting after you.
It does kind of run like that, and everyone's the main guy JC and his brother. They're both dressed like Neo from the Matrix with long black trench coats and sunglasses, both of them.
Yeah,
if you're into that, you're getting.
And so you basically get a free like 10 seconds while you wait for your brother to actually physically run over to you.
Well, it says to go find him.
Yeah, but you don't have to because he sprints over to you. And you actually can't run away from him because I've tried a few times after I've died to run away from him, but he's faster than you.
No, get away, Dale.
I was trying to like play
Dale
chicken.
Denton. Yeah.
It's definitely not Dale Denton. Maybe it's Dale Doback.
Let me say something about this game right now.
Because I think Dale Denton is the name from Pineapple Express. That's the...
Yeah, that does sound... I knew it sounded familiar.
Seth Rogen?
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
And Dale Doback
this
is
game,
from Step Brothers, I believe.
Yes. This game, this is a nice little aside. This is one of the darkest visually, not like vibe, games I've like ever played. So when you first start, it's nighttime and it's very shadowy.
I didn't get past nighttime.
No, it was always nighttime when I played.
Okay.
But I was actually having a hard time seeing from the very jump. So one of the first things I did was adjust the brightness a little bit because I don't want to like choke it with brightness. And then I played for a while, blah, blah, blah. I won't talk about those parts. And then I was like, I'm really having a fucking
Better not
hard
talk
time.
about playing during the gameplay.
No, I'm going to make my way there. And I really was having a hard time. I was like, it's fucking dark. So then I turned up the brightness again in the game. I'm like, all right, it's still fucking dark. And I was like, you know what? This is going. Now I'm getting kind of into it and I'm still having a hard time seeing. I was like, fuck. You know what? Let's take it old school. Turn off the lights. So I turn off the lights and I have 3 monitors, 2 on the sides and 1 on the front. I turn off the 2 sides and now I just have the 1. And I'm sitting in the dark, headphones on, playing this game. And it was pretty cool. It was like, I was like, I haven't done this in a long fucking time. I'm really, I was like, if somebody fucking opens the door to my room, I'm going to shit myself. And so I'm playing and I'm like, I still, and I was like, I don't understand. There's like a glare on my monitor, but there's nothing else lit. It's like a glare from itself. So then I remembered like, oh, there's like different modes to this monitor. I know Jim's mentioned my fancy monitors before, and they're really meant for video editing, not for gaming. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's not surprising. This isn't really what it's for anyway. And I looked through and saw that there's different like picture modes, which is pretty common. You know, some are brighter, some are darker, some have higher contrast. Bing, boom, bop. Anyway, I found there, as I started playing with it, I was like, oh shit, I can see way better on some of these. So I played in one called dark room mode.
Okay.
I can't explain the science of it, but I was able to see a lot better, although it's not as bright, and it definitely only works if you're sitting in a dark room. And there was another mode called like animation mode that looked really good, except I couldn't get it to stay on. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about monitor, but you might need to or might enjoy adjusting your monitor settings in addition to the display settings of this particular game. At least I found, because it was so damn dark.
So I didn't have that problem, but I think maybe because I realized right away that I think they intentionally made it very dark because they give you so many tools to make it bright in the game.
Right.
They give you like a cyborg forehead flashlight that like runs out of steam.
True.
Or like you run out of batteries and you have to recharge.
It's like bionically powered.
Yeah. And like there's like two different things. They give you like some sort of bionicles or whatever.
Lego Bionicles.
Yeah, Lego Bionicles. And like there's other artificial lighting things. And some of the game is supposed to be dark on purpose to aid in sneaking.
Right. Like Ghost
Recon.
I
kind of just took it as it was. I saw that like a lot of the game was dark and hard to see, but like I took it as on purpose because it's a sneaking game and because like there are ways to light it up, like using your cyborg, Iron Man flashlight hand.
That is interesting because it's hard for me in particular because I have bad vision to tell what's extra bad or normal bad. And I'm like, should I be able to see this? Or like you're saying, is it artistically on purpose too dark? So I don't know. You might, as person to person, have to tinker around. But I actually made sure I didn't make it too bright so it didn't ruin.
I think if you got it to a comfortable playing experience, I mean, then it's a comfortable playing experience.
I'd say I didn't 100% get to where I felt comfortable, but
whatever. Let's just say you did.
Let's say I did. We'll split the difference. It was pretty good. Anyway, so the game's playing. It starts you out.
It's okay. The start.
The game's playing, and you already actually are given a decision. I think he asks you something about like, oh, I got like 2 extra weapons. Like, which one of these do you want? And like, oh, okay.
Well, you get to pick like the heavy munitions, the heavy gun, or you can do the crossbow, or you can do the rifle.
Sniper rifle, yeah.
Yeah.
I went for the sniper rifle.
I did most times. Again, I did start the game over a bunch of times.
Fair enough. One thing that's interesting about this, and this is where the extra realism kicks in, the sniper rifle in particular is super hard to aim.
Yeah. There's a lot of wobble, right? So when you look through the scope, it's like, whoa. And there's really have to like, not anything that at least, I mean, I didn't look at the controls or the manual, which I assume you did. There's no way to like hold your breath like there are in other games that I noticed at least.
I feel like
I'm sure there fucking is.
I think they mentioned it during the tutorial, but I accidentally skipped too fast during that part and I didn't remember. So I kept trying to figure it out. I didn't really. One thing I do know is that there are weapon upgrades to improve stability.
Yeah. So and accuracy. I mean, I don't know if it's the same thing, but yeah. And you could attach like a laser sight or something too. You could pick up.
Yeah, there's scope upgrades. You could attach upgrades to weapons, which is interesting. So maybe it's just one of those weapons that is meant to be purposely much harder to use. But, 2 things about that. One, when you take a shot, there's sick recoil with the sniper rifle, which makes it very tough. You can't just like, you go, and then you have to like, holy fuck, where the fuck did I go? And as we mentioned, really hard. There's a lot of wobble and things moving around, which when you do get a good headshot, it feels fucking good. You little like, there you go. Jizz in my pants. And you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. There were so many times like, I wish someone could see that. I just fucking slaughtered it right there. And then there's a lot of times, which, I mean, you probably will be seeing it. Maybe you will catch some of my snipes. You'll see how many times I died. Got mowed down in the streets many, many, many times playing this game. But it never felt particularly unfair, especially after I came back and did it again. I'm like, oh, okay. It was just kind of more either they got the jump on me or like maybe I did too much or maybe my aim wasn't quite good enough. There were the kind of deaths that felt fair throughout. And Jim mentioned you're fighting these terrorists. Your first mission, you start out, terrorists have blown up the Statue of Liberty because they think France shouldn't have gave it to us because we don't like France. Pretty much almost entirely accurate what they said. And you had to go in there. And I think we're supposed to, okay, there's 2 things going on. One of our agents like went rogue that we work with and they captured him. And they have him somewhere. Yeah. Gunter, Herman. Yeah. Weapons specialist.
Yeah.
And giant robotic German?
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe not German. He doesn't say. yeah, I'm German. He doesn't say that.
I'm Robo-German.
And at the same time, there's some kind of like doctor that's at the very top of the Statue of Liberty. Well, what's left of it, or the base, whatever the fuck it is. And they're like, go up there, don't kill him. Try and find out what they did when they stole the vaccine to some kind of thing that was explained in the cutscene.
Yeah, it was
I don't really know what it's for.
Yeah, it was like Outbreak H or Preparation H or something like that.
Something like that.
So it's actually I forget what I think it's called like the dark wave or something like that. Is the name of like the epidemic.
And here's an interesting part about it, which gives me that gray area feeling. When you're being briefed about the mission beforehand, the chief dude is like, I don't want to be the fucking one that has to explain to the mayor why him and his daughters don't have their vaccine this week.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of things in there, right? You're getting this for the mayor. Doesn't have his vaccine
Mr.
this
Mayor.
week, right? So he always gets it. He always gets the good stuff. And then when you finally get to the doctor, he's saying like, fuck off, blah, blah, blah. We already gave it away. And he's saying that like they stole it to give it to all the poor people that can't afford to get it. And I'm like, and I'm here getting it for the mayor? Are we
Can I
the
have
baddies?
vaccine, please?
Well, when you get there, it's already gone. The guy does surrender to you. You don't have to kill him.
I didn't get that far.
I don't know what happens if you do kill him. But I will say one other thing. Part of the mission was, okay, and this is exactly lines up with what Jim was saying. It's like, okay, you got to get into this building. You could either, we gave you some guns, or you can go on guns blazing, dog. Kill these fools. Get in there. Or we're pretty sure if you sneak, you might be able to go around the back and not have to kill so many people. So I accidentally ended up going around the back.
Me too.
Because I didn't know which the direct way was.
I did try to go the direct way one time and did get killed.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
hard.
got killed every which way possible. So it's hard to tell which way I was going at certain junctures. But is there a map? Because I couldn't find a map.
I don't know. I don't think I looked for one.
And there was no map button on the control screen, so I don't think there was.
So do you remember, I remember because I started the game over so many times. It was like, find a bum and tell him everything's cool. And he'll let you. Did you ever find that bum? I never found the bum.
Yes, I did.
Oh, where was he?
He was on the dock. It says find the bum on the dock. He's waiting.
I didn't see him. Maybe he was in the dark.
Also, and you might see this at some point, I got to the wrong dock and I couldn't tell because it was so goddamn dark. And I walked right up to a bad guy and he goes, wait, don't. And I'm like, oh, this is the guy. He's saying, don't shoot him. I'm on your team. And then he starts shooting me because it's a bad guy.
That's funny.
And then I was like, fuck.
So
fuck off.
after.
And this friend came over, then they're both shooting me, which I didn't.
But it's
like.
Interesting. So like you could tip them off, and then if you hide, like eventually they'll give up trying to look for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that.
They're like, what? Shout out if anybody listening right now has also played Monaco. You could be friends
looking
with
for
us
people to play
in
with.
real life because that's the kind of shit we like too. That is a great game.
We do need to
Indie
play
game,
Monaco again. We should just start over.
Maybe we'll resurrect Craft Beers and Indie Games for that game. Just to get it.
I've gotten at least one request to play Manuel Samuel again.
Wow. If I had any kind of chops, I'll have a link put to that in the top right now to Manuel Samuel if you want to watch that. But I don't know if I'll get around to it. We'll see. Anyway.
That's probably the closest I've ever seen you poop your pants.
I came very close to pooping my pants during that. Extremely close. So you get to the top and then afterwards the little cutscene happens.
Before that,
no or go on?
No. Before go on, but before. Go on, but about before that.
So I'm talking about the first mission in depth a lot because A, I didn't finish the second mission, and B, because it exemplifies a lot of the gameplay mechanics that you're talking about. So I'm gonna have some examples.
You basically can like go around and you have to find your way through. But like once you get in, you can like get into the Statue of Liberty complex or whatever. Yeah. And then there's like more things for you to like solve to get Gunter out of the basement. There's like people you have to sneak past or you can kill or tase, and then they have motion sensing alarms. And do you want to talk about like our the multi-tool or lockpick? Okay. Already. Okay.
Yeah, already. I was just about to mention actually. So I didn't know where the dude was or how things were going to progress. So I remember them saying, find the dude, find Gunter. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to find him. But I just ended up doing the other objective first. After you do that, the whole map like kind of reloads quick, and all of the allies are there in the building. They're like, oh, we just got here. Chief just gave us the okay. We cleared the building for you. And when I went downstairs, I was like, oh, shit. They're like, Gunter got out on his own.
Oh,
Crazy
fuck you.
bastard. Yeah. And then I'm looking around and I could see like his cell where they held him and all the security cameras that you mentioned and everything. And I was like, oh, maybe that's just how
I had to do all sorts of shit. So like you go down to the basement and you have to like sneak past motion sensing robots, and like otherwise they have automated guns that'll shoot at you. And then you have to like take people out. And then you have to like lockpick to get into a door. And then I have to like crawl through different vents and like open up one of the data banks. And then it gives me like the pin to log into a bank. And there's like an ATM, and I log into the ATM and I get $200.
Let's do a sidebar on the tech in this game because it's really fucking cool and it gruntles me quite hard. So in this game, Jim mentioned there's a lot of little techie tools like lockpicks and stuff like that. But you also interact with a lot of different computers and keypads and lock mechanisms.
Yeah.
And they're all very realistic. And they teach you about it in the tutorial and when you're in HQ before you leave to a mission. There's a lot of computer terminals where you have specific logins and passwords. And then you're just like using this operating system like a normal computer. It's like, I don't know. I just found it really cool.
I had to like take pictures of shit from like data banks so I know what. Eventually I got like I had to start backtracking because I didn't know what the fuck to do. Eventually I was able to get the security override, so I was able to get Gunter out of his cell by finding one of the data banks said like this is the login and this is the password, but it was like in a fucking obscure place.
Right. So there you start out thinking all right, maybe there's just gonna be one password. But there ends up being a crap ton. So as time goes by, like if I was going to continue to play this game, I would have had to get a notepad and start writing things down because there's a lot of information.
You'll see my game gets paused at one point. I could not fucking find a pen anywhere. So I just took pictures with my phone.
You're the captain of the Pen 15 club.
I know, but I gave away all my pen. I gave away all 15 of my pens.
Well, that will happen in that line of work. So yeah, I particularly enjoyed putting in logins and passwords. I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And what Jim was talking about, the security system, it's not like in other games where you're like, all right, I'm in 459. You put in a login, you put in a password, and then you have to like configure everything. You're like, okay, camera 3, all right, I'm going to turn that off. The door, you could hit, you're looking at a screen through a security camera. There's all the different options. You hit door unlock and you hear like off the side, just like home automation. You also have your own, account login for headquarters like you would at like a real job, that like you can go to any computer, log into your name and see your emails and what people are talking to you about. There's a lot of like tutorial information in there, but it's still really cool. And another thing Jim mentioned, there's these like little almost like cell phones scattered around the different levels with information supposed to be from one NPC to another, and you've just kind of intercepted. And a lot of times it'd be like, hey, the password for the weapons locker is 0 cool. Yeah. See you on Friday. Well, one of them said that. Like, we're going to kick your ass in darts this
probably
week,
not 0 cool.
It's probably not, but they did use
Is it the Phantom Freak, maybe?
Jim, the King of 9X? I know you played the game. Yeah, so a lot of times they did have like leet speak passwords, though, which I appreciated. One of them was like NSF fool, like F001. Yeah. So that I really appreciate. I don't think I've ever played a game that had it and it felt that like, holy shit, I'm fucking typing right now. What? I'm typing in a game? Like straight up typing. So weird. So cool. I really appreciated that. Okay. So Jim, you were mentioning you go down. And so did you break the guy out?
Yeah, I broke out Gunter.
Okay. So here's where it gets interesting. I'm fast forwarding to come back. Classic trope for CD-ROM. Okay. Fast forward. Meetings. First of all, I'm going to have to take a quick side talk. In this game, when you finish a mission, it doesn't just go to the next mission. It tells you where to go. And you got to walk your ass there, which is very realistic. And I was like, why am I liking this for some reason? The mission didn't start. It's like, all right, I'll see you at the docks. And I'm expecting it to go. Nothing happens. It's like, oh, you want me to... Oh, I gotta walk.
You want
back.
me to go?
You want me to walk back right now? I literally just walk all the way up 5 flights. They don't care how long it is. I'll meet you at the docks, bitch. Like, you're actually this person. There is no
That's pretty cool.
skip to the docks. I don't know why I like that. It's just a waste of time, really. I guess it allows you to look around, and if it would have skipped me ahead,
Well, it's supposed
I never
to
would
be
have known.
like the intention of the game is to be immersive. He wants you to like be the game, be the player.
It worked. It worked
Yeah.
because when I walked back, I was like, oh shit, this is the section that I didn't see. But I didn't know that it wasn't scripted or not. Seemed like I didn't do it because there was a lot going on. And I could see like the setup for the puzzles and everything. And then fast forward now, I'm at headquarters and I get introduced to Gunter for the first time in real life.
Okay.
And they're joking around, breaking each other's balls back and forth. And he said something. He's like, or leaving people in a cell, locked,
Got
and not
'em.
rescuing them. So they have to rescue themselves. And then my guy was like, sorry about that. And I was like, oh shit. I still didn't know if that was scripted or not.
I mean, it's just
Or
one of the
like-
outcomes. Yeah.
So now I know, yeah, it's one of the many outcomes, and they really even mention it. You know, the decisions they
Throw
make,
it in
which I
your
thought was
face.
cool. Yeah, and I guess will probably like affect the dynamic between those characters too.
Yeah.
possibly.
I don't know to what extent, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, because we only did 3 hours, but
Yeah. Fair enough.
yeah, a lot of twists and turns and things you could do. Fun gameplay, very Splinter Cell-esque mixed with Half-Life. Very Half-Life-y remind me of, because you could pick up items and move them around to do obstacles. And you have a crowbar, which is very Half-Life-y. Crap ton of items.
Yeah.
A lot of them with like seemingly no point besides
like,
just
Well,
immersiveness.
I mean, it might have been later on. You could use them for something, you know?
Well, you can get soda pretty often, and it does
Yeah,
nothing. It gives you
well, you
zero
can
health
actually-
and you burp.
One thing I did every time I died and was reborn was pick
Yeah.
up that 40 that's sitting right there when you spawn. Get drunk on a 40.
I picked up a thing of wine off the ground. There's cigarettes all over the game.
Yeah, they don't do anything really.
Packs
It
of smokes, he
it
just
just says
coughs.
like, yeah, he just coughs and there's like a puff of smoke in it. I think the
Says-
description it says like when you really need one or something like
Something
that.
like that. And it says like cigarette activated.
Yeah.
They love smokes in that game. They're all over the place. I didn't mention a kind of a word to the wise, and I was going to text you about this, but I actually forgot. So when
thanks.
you very, very, very first start
Like
the game,
leaving me in a cell, rescue myself.
I know, I guntered you pretty bad.
Yeah,
by
you
mistake.
countered me, man.
When you very, very first start the game, or at least for me, as part of the setup process, it presents you with two options. The first option is use DirectX in your video card, and the other option is to use software, whatever mode. So I was like, all right, I have a decent video card. This game's
Yeah, that's
kind
what
of
I
old.
did.
I'll just use DirectX and video card. But the game was fucking chugging. Like ass, and the audio was like ass, and I was like, "Holy shit! How am I?"
No,
gonna-" So
mine
it
was okay.
playable.
I was actually I lagged like during the tutorial in like the water scene for some. I guess it was just like a lot to render.
Mine became like unplayable then, which is when
Yeah.
I went back and changed
But
it
after
to the
that,
software mode.
After that, I didn't have a problem. Even when I was swimming around in the water, I didn't have that problem
Weird.
again. So
Well,
I
when
think
I-
it's
so-
just yeah.
What I did was I finally fucking in the water scene was so unplayable. I exited out and changed it to software mode, and it worked a bajillion times better. I'm like, holy shit! I'm
Weird.
glad I did that because
That's
the audio was even fucked. I was like, oh, maybe it's fucked on purpose because you're talking with like a headset. But no, word to the wise there.
I don't know.
I also immediately noticed the tunes in the game is very futuristic, ambient techno.
Yeah.
A lot of it's repetitive, but I didn't get sick of it because
No, it was kind of like it was just like setting the tone. You know, it was immersive. I mean,
vibes.
yeah.
they were aiming for 2050, but I felt like I was in the year 2000 because it's so matrixy and early 2000s techno-y.
I mean, they could only really get out of their own experiences. You know, I mean, how creative?
because
they
they're
don't
using
know
all
what
those-
2050 really. We still don't know what it looks like.
In the year 25,
It's like in like the 50s when they were doing all of like in the futuristic shit. It still just looked like
And it's like giant
computerized stuff
TVs.
from the 50s. You know, like
yeah. Nobody.
it was like a floating, tube TV.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote smokes everywhere. Oh, Jim had mentioned the ATM that actually works, which
Yeah.
you have in the game. You have an account, you have a pin, you have a certain amount of credits that you could use on stuff in the vending machines. And the vending machines actually work. In the headquarters, it takes your money and gives you a soda or a snack.
What a cool game, huh?
You did good this time. I actually, for some reason, I was like, holy shit, and the ATM worked too. And it warns you, like, people who are caught trying to enter the wrong information into the ATM will be like,
I think severely punished. I think it's
chased with extreme force or something.
I was like, oh shit, I better not have a typo.
Yeah, I better not try and guess this shit. I wrote, this game really makes you live this shit, making you walk from mission to mission.
That was the
which
point.
Also gives you the opportunity to take your time.
Yeah,
you don't have to start the next mission. You could explore everything. Figure out what you want to do. I talked about people calling me the fascist. I said, good sound effects. I thought I said pretty good NPC chatter. I think add something there as you walk past people. They're just like say shit to you. You're just like, wish I was going out there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Or just like,
or it was like you walk past someone like, so what's the deal with the shipment of vaccines that's going out?
Hey, what's the deal with airline food?
What's up with that? I'm an NPC.
I can let this guy in here. And a lot of things you do, like you can walk up and talk to them, or when you walk by, they'll talk to you. Or like, I remember I kind of like pushed the chief's secretary out of the way and used her computer. And she's like, hey, I'm working. I'm trying to work here. I was like,
I found out the hard way that like in the beginning, you have like your guys on the dock and you have like your big robot that's like your friend. If you shoot that guy, he becomes the opposite of your friend.
Oh, he didn't like that.
He mowed me down.
He's like a security bot with like a fucking machine gun attached to him.
Yeah. He killed me real hard. I was just like, let's see. Sometimes like they'll just be like, hey, don't shoot me or something like that. And then sometimes green turns to red, and the rivers ran red with my blood.
Burgundy. Yeah. Not a lot of robots, but there are occasional, and they're pretty OP.
Yeah, they have a few different types that they show you at the end of the tutorial. Like the end of the tutorial is like, it gives you this like rundown of all the different things. It's like, this guy is one of the UNATCO staff, and then it gives you like a brief history, and then you go like the other side. It's like, this guy is one of the terrorists.
Team Infarto all the way.
Yeah, and then it's like, this is an augmented human. They started becoming the norm, yada yada. And then it's like, this one is a small artillery bot or something like that.
Small boy.
Don't try and use small arms on it. Only use munitions or something. And then it'll do like, this is the big robot. And so I kind of gave you a breakdown of all the characters. It was kind of interesting.
I didn't try shooting any children.
I didn't see any children, so I didn't actually beat the first level.
Damn, I'm good.
Well, I didn't do the saving. I should have. I wasted a lot of time. Saving.
So let me take this moment to say, I really like this game.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought it was really cool. I was like, holy shit, this fucking game's cool shit. I was like impressed.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun running around trying to figure shit out.
I was like, every like little detail about it, I was like, wow, these controls, I can customize them. WSAD by default. Their default controls for some of the stuff was a little fucky. Like,
I had to move the
X. I was like, you're going to control. All right, friend.
Oh, I moved. Well, control is slow walk.
Oh, maybe shift is normally?
I moved it to caps lock. Yeah.
Something like that. The interact with the environment they had as right click. I think I changed to E. I basically changed it to Half-Life controls.
Okay.
That made more sense to me. I could do it. That was,
everything,
I was able to do that. So I did, which people did back in the day, of course. Everyone had their own way of playing.
Yeah.
Lot of weapons choices. Mm-hmm. So it allowed you to do things any which way that you wanted.
My complaint, I think, but I think it's just a personal complaint. I don't think this is really a critique on the game. Is that
so it's about me?
It's about me.
Okay. Okay, good. Please go ahead.
Yeah. In that case,
is that
please, like I found myself out of ammunition a lot.
Yes.
So I think it's because like I kept choosing such an attack heavy strategy because I think I just wasn't confident in my sneaking. But like every time I tried to sneak, I was successful. I just think I need to have better faith in my sneaking because like I was constantly only have 5 pistol shots left or something. And like, if I had not shot this guy for no reason, just because I wanted to kill someone, I could have saved bullets and snuck past him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I'm glad you said that because that was one of the things I really wanted to make sure we got across. This game is very sneak oriented. If you want, you can brute force if you got the aim for it and the nards for it. But it is tricky because of the amount of ammo. Eventually, I started getting a lot more ammo.
Yeah.
So it did get better. Not for all the guns I wanted. I don't know if I ever picked up much more sniper rifle. No,
ammo, yeah.
But I did get more pistol ammo, like a ton of it.
So like what the game so like in its design, the game doesn't want to force you to do anything, but what it does force you to do is make a choice.
Is turn the lights off because you can't see.
Well, don't turn the lights on.
Because now I don't want to see you in
Copyright strike.
Yeah, right. So yeah,
nuclear launch detected.
So that's what Warren. God, I keep forgetting. You made Warren Spector. You make me keep forgetting his name because you keep saying Ron Gilbert.
I remember by Regina Spektor.
Yeah,
it's not there over there, but same name.
What's Regina from Mean Girls? That's not
Regina George.
Yeah, there you go, Regina George. So when Regina George was making this game, he was like,
"Well, it's Regina George's dad."
Yeah. George.
Yes.
Sorry, George of the Jungle.
George up the jungle.
He like was happy with the fact that like people were like finally having to make a choice with their game. Like it was really giving them the control, whether they were like used to it or liked the notion of it or not. They were like, I pick what I have to do. And like, I think giving you limited ammunition like that forces you to conserve your bullets or like have to think about the fact that you like maybe think about sneaking if you want to do this.
Yeah. Pick your spots. And also it really makes you like, okay, it makes you come to terms with how good of a shot you are.
Right. And it's not like you don't get ammo because when you kill people, they often have ammo on them. So you'll get your shots back. So it's not like you have 5 shots that you have to sneak. Like if you're going to shoot, just be good at it because you will run out of ammo.
Just don't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you just try and run and gun like very wildly and you're just like bucking out chest shots and there's 2 guys, you're done.
Yeah.
They're going to fuck you to death.
I tried to play this game on hard for the first time after like, you taunted me for playing easy like the last one. Well, and I died pretty right away. Yeah.
Baby mode. I think I did normal.
And then I think I did easy for every time after that.
Cause I'm easy.
After I spent a while like doing, maybe I did 2 rounds on hard. I don't remember. I was like, okay, now after I did this for so long, I just want to get some progression under my belt.
I could respect that. I could put some respect on your name. Was there anything else about the lot of items? Did you open up the inventory and play around there?
Yeah, a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff in there. You can assign different inventory items to different hotkeys. Also, they take up different sizes. So if you want to have like big old weapons, you're going to take
the
up
crowbar
a lot of
takes
your
up 2
inventory.
slots.
The sniper rifle takes up like almost a third of your inventory.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you have to kind of make kit decisions based on how much room you have. You could pick up a lot of random shit and then you have to just decide, well, I guess I don't need this. Like picked up a lot of different foods and random shit.
And yeah, that's another RPG thing, right? Inventory management.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, that's very RPG-esque. And the upgrades, even though Fortnite has weapon upgrades, and that's not any of the well, it's not even FPS.
Okay, well, that's a pretty big jump.
Well, tonight I want to see you in the dark. Don't turn the lights off.
I mean, in a way, Fortnite kind of made its own genre with the whole battle royale shooter.
Jim, that was a Japanese movie with kids killing each other. Okay,
what
battle royale?
I don't remember.
Never seen that?
No.
Oh, you gotta see that.
What about a royale with cheese?
Yes. Jim, does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? Then why'd you try and fuck him like one? No one fucks Marcellus Wallace but Mrs. Wallace. All right? Listen, there's no language barrier. There's no language filter on this podcast, so we can say whatever the fluff we want.
Oh, man.
Dog. So, how long have we been talking about this game? Quite a while. I think we should probably wrap it up because I could... And I was just mentioning this too. I might as well just say his name, Jody. I was talking to Jody. I said it's harder talking about games that you like.
Bob, can we rejourn a mission for a minute?
Sure.
Have you gotten? You didn't tell me today or yesterday, but did you get feedback from Jody about Maniac Mansion yet?
Yeah, he goes, I'm not sure if I liked it or not. I go, that's actually pretty good.
No, well, you would tell me if you hated it. Yeah. The fact that he didn't hate it, I think that means we did it some level of justice.
Yes, we did. And for those of you who don't know what the hell we're talking about, our friend and friend of the show is a big fan of Maniac Mansion and actually went and replayed the game again in anticipation of our episode coming out. And he was very worried that we were going to be our normal idiotic selves. And he was basically
as he should be worried.
He basically just like held my face. He's like, "Fucking do this right, all right? Take this seriously."
I took it pretty seriously. I think
he made me take it more seriously. I was already taking it seriously, but I was like, "All right, let me get through the game, even if I have to use a walkthrough," which I did. Anyway, for this one, we didn't do that. But Who knows how long this game would have
the
been?
audio
That game was
listeners
made in
can't hear
1987.
me fucking shaking my head.
Yeah, that game was made in 1987. I had a walkthrough. It took me like an hour.
And this
Fucking
game was
walkthrough this game
started
could take
development
me
in
a week.
1997.
And it's still being developed. You know, who knows if we
In
can
a
even
way.
beat this game. Yeah. So to sum up, awesome game. Still holds up. I don't know what kind of improvements they've made, but the graphics still look good to me, good to my eyes. The gameplay
Yeah, they
still
look
looks
good
good. The
enough. I like
controls
the-
still looks good.
I like
Still
the little
feels good.
animations of the people walking around. I
Yeah.
think they run funny. Their mouths move
Their
really
mouths
funny.
move so jankily. I mean, I'm not going to see it. You're not going to see it now, but you've probably
I'll
already
talk about
seen
a
it.
few other things while Bob picks out his next game because I assume he doesn't have the list in front of him, and we'll.
I actually do have the list in front of me,
Okay.
but I don't have it picked. So yes,
Right,
please.
okay.
Please do. Actually, no,
so-
I'm picked. I'm picked.
Okay. So I think I'll still talk anyway. I really did enjoy playing this game. I thought it was cool. I like these problem solving games as we've talked about before, like the sneaking and I like the Assassin's Creed games. I like the Myst type games as well. So sneaking and problem solving, and I like
to
FPS.
me, that's like
no,
so
I've
sneaky.
played some.
I know, but you didn't mention it just now or during this cast. I feel like that was
Yeah.
my main frame of reference.
I guess, yeah, you're right. Or I never played any of the Metal Gear games, so I think and I played a few minutes. That's about it. I can't say I've never played. I've tried playing one.
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. Not one.
Okay, I've played a few.
Ever.
Okay.
I know you have. I feel like most people have that. Most
Yeah.
gamer types. You know, people with
Yeah.
gaming chairs.
Yeah. I don't know where I was. Oh yeah. I was gonna say that. So this like incorporates a lot of the genres that I do like playing, like RPG, like adventure, exploration, and collecting games, like 3D and 2D platformers, and like FPS shooters, and like stealth games are fun sometimes, and just like problem solving puzzle games are fun.
Are you just naming all the games you like? Because I noticed you mentioned 2D platformer. Not sure
Well,
why
no,
that came
so
into
it's like
play
an
here.
adventure game in the sense that like you do have to go and like collect things and like achieve thing and like choose your own path and explore the map and stuff like. So in a way, it's an adventure game as well.
But that's not 2D platformer. Is what
But
I
I'm saying I enjoy the collectible type, like the collect
That
them all
is
type
all-
games, like 3D and 2D platformers,
Okay, got it. Now I got it.
like your Banjo Kazooie and
Collectathon, they call those.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't.
Which
I
is
couldn't
not
think
this
of-
game, but there is a completionist, a gajillion D items
Yeah.
aspect to it, I guess, I suppose. Yeah. So I can see
So
that.
this hits a lot of the genres that I like. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I like it, but I think you can still have a good idea and pull it off terribly. You know,
I mean, I'm always surprised when I like it on this show.
that's fair. Yeah.
Because
wait till we
even
play
things
big
I
rigs.
think I'm gonna like, I don't like sometimes.
Once we play big fucking rigs,
Big fucking rigs.
you're gonna
I'm
love
actually,
that game.
and that's actually kind of a problem. But what are you gonna do? Now, most of the time, I'm expecting a normal arc of being really hyped to play, and then not being
Yeah.
happy about the result.
No,
and
I think
then
it's
learning
better.
about it and enjoying it again.
I think it's better if we expect not to like the game and are pleasantly surprised. You know.
I didn't know anything coming into this. I didn't
Yeah.
even know the fucking genre. I didn't know shit. And then I was like, all right, I guess I should play this game. I am in that podcast everybody's been talking about. on that
Everyone's
one-
been talking
on that
about it.
one comment about Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, and that one about how we look like the same person with a different filter.
That was
funny.
great. If you're, I don't remember what your username is, but if you're still listening, if you subscribed and you made that comment,
We both
you-
had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, you made the week MVP.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. And I pinned your comment. I took my own comment off. And
Yeah,
pinned
that's
that
for the
one.
best.
That's for the best. You deserved it. Jim, how would you score this game on the James score? And let me preface, because again, yeah, you know, I don't want to use people's names because obviously if you don't know who they are, I don't want to be exclusionary, but I'll just say one last time, our friend Jody, he mentioned, you know, he's like, I don't like that you're doing these reviews. It doesn't seem fair, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
And you're not playing that long. Like, how can you even
Yeah.
review a game that you haven't beat?
No. This
And
isn't a review of the game.
It's not a review of the game. It's did we enjoy playing the game?
This is what my enjoyment level was.
Exactly. So,
Out of
I mean,
base
even
20.
though we have written the word review in large capital letters in the title,
It's not
it's
a review.
not a review. Yeah. This is just how we feel playing 3 hours of these old games now in 2022.
It's like a 3
and
view.
beyond. Exactly. It's our experience in the first 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim, how would you rate your enjoyment and experience within the first 3 hours of Deus Ex in 2022?
I'd give this probably like an 18 out of 20.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10 for me. I
Yeah,
might
so
even go
you're pretty
higher.
close. I'm not going to go higher
Honestly,
only
I feel
because
like I'm holding back.
I'm
And say
not going to go
9
higher
out of-
only because it's my own fault that I kept forgetting to save. So like it was a bit redundant for me for a while. So
Yeah.
like it's not the game's fault, but if we're going based off of enjoyment, it got a bit fucking annoying that I had to keep redoing it. But it's my fault.
I'm hesitant to go higher than 9 because I haven't played more of the game. And it might get ass or something.
But you're not reviewing, obviously not reviewing. You're just
Not reviewing,
rehashing,
obviously, yeah,
retalking
but
about
okay, so
the
yeah.
time you did play.
You know what? Actually, you're right, because then I contradicted you myself. I had about a 9.5 of a time.
Wow, that's a lot of
Out
a
of 10.
time.
I was genuinely impressed and enjoying myself. I was playing
Wow.
the game.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you're not leaving room for other games to score any higher than WoW.
cannot
Just think about,
believe it.
there's other games we haven't played yet.
I know. There's the 10s out there that have already pre-won their praise.
They're gonna have to be like fucking 10.5 now.
I just won't even give a score.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not lowering my score to leave headroom for other games.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I won't be held to any
I'm just saying.
level of making sense when it comes to these scores.
I'm just saying.
The scores were a suggestion. Shout out Mikey B from the Lou. He thought we should do. He wanted to hear our scores.
But
we were
they're
gonna be
essentially.
scoreless. And I said, all right, we'll do.
But they're like, whose line is it anyway? Scores, right? They're all
Exactly.
made
The
up and they
points-
don't mean
yeah,
anything.
the points don't matter and everything's made up. Yes, exactly. Don't take this too seriously. This is not a review. Damn it! I forgot to do my intro where it's like warning. This video
we'll do it in
contains
the beginning.
spoilers.
Yeah.
And then I also want to warning again. This is not a review.
Okay, now we'll put those in the beginning.
Warning. Yeah.
Warning, this is going to go in the beginning next time.
Warning. Next episode, this will happen at the beginning.
Rangers.
Zordon, he's trapped in a tube.
All right, I think we did
I
it.
think he chooses to live in the tube because like the
I don't
crystals.
think anybody fucking
No.
chooses to live in a tube.
Well, as opposed to dying. As
Wait a second.
He's
Is
like
there a
trapped
whole
with the
Zordon
crystals.
backstory?
I guess there's probably
Was he
is.
like on a dying planet and they're like, the only way we could save you is to put you in a tube? He's like, oh,
I think
come
so.
on,
Let me
a
just
tube.
look up Zordon real quick. I wish you can see the first picture that comes up. It looks like his fucking O face.
He's just like,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Don't worry. In Slack.
If you don't know
Yeah.
what O-Face is, go watch Office Space, you fucking pleb. That's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, she banged
Jim, did you know
lumber.
that Office Space was a box office flop?
I think I did know that. Yeah.
I said like nobody was
It's a cult
interested.
classic,
Nobody got
yeah.
it. Yeah, I think I remember. What's
Hold
his
on, I
face?
can tell
The
you
guy
about
who
it. You want
plays
to know
the
about his
neighbor.
early life?
Zordon?
Over
Yes.
10,000 years ago on planet Lutus.
Oh, let's go. Hold on. Planet Bluetooth.
Yeah, Zordon witnessed the birth of Rita Repulsa. Oh. Being by the side of Rita's mother, Lady Fienna, Zordon gave her a gift. A baby rattle for Rita. All right.
A baby rattle. You mean a baby
I thought
rattle?
I was going to say rattlesnake. So I was
He's talking
reading
about the way
it.
you read a baby rattle.
I was expecting the snake to be there, but it wasn't.
All right, I think we squirreled around this episode.
Yeah.
If you have a game that you'd like to suggest, please let us know. Send us an email at theboys at cdromp.com and include your name, where you're from. Keep it vague. Don't dox yourself. And include why you want to recommend the game. A little backstory we would love. We'll read it on air. Are we on air? We'll read it
in a
into
way.
the air. Yeah, we'll read it into the air. We want to share your experiences with you. This podcast is for the people. So yeah, share your thoughts and we'll share them on screens. Speaking of which,
Yep. Hit me.
as I am the master of our recos, which
Is
is,
it gonna be-
currently 16 games deep
Jesus
on
Christ.
the list at the moment.
All right.
We've done 3 of them so far.
Okay.
And it continues to grow. Some people, that's actually 16 people. Some of the people have given multiple. So we're
I can only imagine.
we're deep. We're deep in recos, thankfully. Shout out to everybody who's sent those in. Okay. The next one was a reco by friend of the show, friend of I Drank Beer,
Uh-oh.
friend of Floornat Brewing,
Oh God.
friend of the Friendly Skies.
Oh
This is
God.
beautiful.
I can only imagine
height.
what this Moro is gonna.
The game is
That's code
Resident
for-
Evil 1 on PC.
Oh yeah, we talked about that fucker. I told him I don't want to ever play this game. I told him that it
It's
can.
on the
I
air
know
now.
it. I told him I know it controls worse than Tomb Raider, and I know I'm gonna fucking hate it.
He goes, what do you want to tell you, Bob? You played all the games that I played. I only know like 3 games. You played Doom already. You know, what do you want to tell you? You played, well, I don't know, it was the other one. Roller Coaster Tycoon, one of the other ones. He's like, you did it already. Oh, Myst. Interesting thing about him. Shout out, this is Mike from New York. Shout out Mike, our friend Mike. Apparently his dad played a lot of Myst. Did he tell you about that?
He did not. No, that's funny.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And I think his dad said, he was talking about another game that his dad took him like an hour to install. And I was remembered back in the day.
Flight Simulator? When are we going to play
Dad
Flight
fucking
Simulator?
loved flight simulators. What was that about? Our dad liked it too. He's never, ever, ever again mentioned wanting to flight a simulator.
But I want to do the new one.
And he had the joystick and he had... Dads were fucking foaming at the mouth for flight simulators. I really don't know why. I think it was just
they're
like,
pretty cool.
Can you believe this? You could
Hey, you see this? I'm flying over Denver. You see the horse?
You know, who would have thought a guy like me flying a plane?
Look at me now, hun.
Hey, Ed. Yeah, my socks clean yet? You see this?
Check this out. Are my whiteys still tidy?
Look at my thrusters. What's like a boring part of a plane? Look at my flaps.
Yeah, I got my dampers are down
you
right
see
now.
My dampers? Oh, man. I figure only see the guys can see me now.
Oh,
I'm
man.
damp.
The guys at the bowling clubs.
The guys at the lodge can see me
Oh,
now.
the lodge, yeah.
I'm over JFK. Look at this, babe. You said it's realistic. Put down your Palm Pilot. Look at me.
Here's MacArthur Airport right here.
Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate you all. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe so that way you're around next time we drop another video. We really enjoy sharing these experiences and good times with y'all. And do the same. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. I think it's called follow or
rate and
subscribe.
review.
Or,
how about that?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, give us a rate and review and say, hey, these guys are all right.
Yeah, you can follow. I think
kind of like the same. Look like the same people with 2 different filters on, but
yeah,
they play a couple games that are cool. And we'll continue to play your recos and suggest games that we want to keep playing. And we'll keep romping.
And you keep stomping.
And you keep stomping. Thanks so much. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Or Thursdays.
Bye.